Back here at Madison Square Garden, John Saunders, Bill Walton, and Stuart Scott. We have a low-scoring affair, and as we look at our game track, we'll show you exactly why. It wasn't because of this guy, Keith Van Horn, in his debut in New York.
So very strong. Everybody ready to pounce on Keith Van Horn. His first game here on the biggest stage. It was Van Horn early, but then Tracy McGrady heating up. Most of his 11 points came late as he and Donnell Harvey led a second quarter surge. The sloppy play of the New York Knicks. 14 turnovers. Both teams had more turnovers than assists. That's not good, but you can chalk this one up to some of the best defense I've ever seen in the history of the NBA. But can the Knicks get any fast break opportunities here? They were dynamic on that end in the first half. Collapsing defense. Britton Johnson doing it all.
Showtime! Left-handed little plop by Tracy McGrady, and the Magic get their first deuce of the half.
How frustrating for Don James. Such a champion, such a class act. The Knicks have 16 turnovers, and they just are executing all wrong, but the ability to finish on the fast break with your offhand in perfect stride as if that is your strong hand, that's what makes Tracy McGrady such a dynamic force in this league.
It's his junior season, really, so it's been 2 years. Van Horn on the floor, nice move, and rattles it down. Dribble if it doesn't leave your hands. Good. Turns on Mutombo. Dikembe.
Howard, where's Dikembe's impact going to come?
And then, is that a tough adjustment?
Absolutely not. Certainly shouldn't be. Dikembe, bad pass, Keith Van Horn.
When we come back, Stuart Scott will talk to the #1 Knicks fan, bar none, Spike Lee, when we return.
Welcome back to the Garden. Knicks 3-up on the Magic. I'm here with longtime listener, longtime caller, Spike Lee, longtime New York fan. Spike, I was just giving you a hug. Why?
Well, still recouping from that devastating loss, Game 7 against the Marlins.
The man's still talking World Series. It's basketball season now, Spike.
Well,
it hurt. It hurt, didn't it?
It hurts, and Van Horn looked good tonight in the first half, though.
See, from pain to pleasure. Now, you talk about Keith Van Horn. You're wearing a Latrell Sprewell jersey. Van Horn's a guy who replaces him. Can he replace Spree in the fans' hearts?
It's going to be difficult. I mean, they were booing him, you know, preseason games, but before the game, I spoke to Keith. I said, look, I'm not hating. You know, I hope you have a great year. So it's going to be rough. It'll be rough for anybody to replace Sprewell.
Will you be wearing a Keith Van Horn jersey at any point in time here in front row?
I might, you know, but that's Larry Johnson's number 2. Larry was my man also, man. They got another number for him.
All right, I understand it. Listen, John Saunders says Do the Right Thing is his favorite movie ever. Yo, Mookie, what they got to get up on the wall?
Put some brothers up on the wall.
All right, John, Bill, you got to get some brothers back on the wall for Mookie Mars Blackman himself.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it, Spike.
Jumper rim out.
Van Horn for 3, and it's good. Van Horn shoots over Howard and knocks. Final minute of the third quarter here. Ooh. Van Horn, nice job to get to that and show some strength to fight it in as he's fouled.
A rhythm player who's found it. An extremely difficult way. He fakes the back cut. The ball somehow finds its way into his hand, and then it's just total reaction at that point. 10 for 15 shooting, 26 points, and extending the Knicks lead to the largest of the night. The Orlando Magic have to wake up.
Earlier this morning at shoot-around, I talked to Tracy McGrady, who, like LeBron James, made the jump from high school to the pros. And I asked T-Mac, what advice would you give Mr. James?
Stay humble. That's it. Just stay humble and stay hungry. That's the best advice right there. Stay humble and stay hungry.
Have you told him that?
No, I haven't told him that.
Will you?
I will, yeah. I'm pretty sure he might see this, you know, because I think they play after us, so he should be watching the game and watching what I do to the Knicks tonight. But, yeah, man, just stay humble and stay hungry, and that's the best advice right there.
LeBron James, of course, coming up next against the Sacramento Kings, his NBA debut. But Tracy McGrady needs to worry about what he's doing to the Knicks. Just 13 points. Kiricek.
Tracy McGrady's playing the reactive game that we see too often from Kiefer. But this is a different world here.
And as you say, the spotlight has been there, not just for this year, but for previous years as well. Nice job by McGrady to tap the ball away. Being T-Mac was the #7 overall pick by the Toronto Raptors. And I remember talking to Isaiah Thomas about the pick, and it's clearly been struggles tonight. 6 of 18, 0 for 5 beyond the three-point arc. But Isaiah Thomas said if he had the #1 pick that year, he would have taken McGrady.
But Tracy was not at that point physically ready to play. And that's the gamble. And as the rules have changed over the years, who you take with that #1 pick, and that's the advantage that LeBron James has, is that this guy is already physically a man. Beautiful block, Tracy McGrady. 23 games are played here at home. They were not a good road team last year.
Point lead. Those two normally don't go hand in hand. Good and open. Jump shot's good.
Time again.
Good defensive game plan. Van Horn. 4 minutes remaining in the opening game of the season for the Knicks, the Magic, and we here at ESPN, Allen Houston, with the one. It's just one game. He's got to replace.
Nice pass.
Score and sprint.
Be ready. Their beloved Kings. Can they recover? How will they deal with the temporary loss of Chris Webber?
McGrady, three-pointer for the guy who averaged 32 a game last year.
Very aggressive defense by the Orlando Magic right now.
Just a 4-point game. Houston gets McGrady in the air. Can't get the shot to go, and Kiricek has it.
Remember, this was the same situation at the end of the first half where the Knicks just completely fell apart and allowed the Magic to get back into it. And now Tracy's going to the line to a thunderous and standing ovation.
Leads being the key word here because
right away.
The crowd on its feet now as McGrady works on Isley. He's going to take it right to the hole, dumps it off to Howard, who can't get it to go. Comes back to McGrady, who fights it in and down with 1/10 of a second remaining.
Overtime. How long can they hold the tip in Sacramento for LeBron's first game?
Now, Isley's got to get it into the hands of Houston. Gets it, turns, and fires. If McGrady was over there, they weren't going to get a very good look at it. Orlando's gone on a 10-0 run the last 3+, and that's why we are headed to overtime. Welcome back, those of you who got a brief look at the start of LeBron James' debut in the NBA. Allen Houston. Allen Houston doing his best to stay with him with a gimpy knee. Sharon Lou from outside rattles down a three-pointer.
Even be that dynamic force and just kept attacking has finally come alive.
Isley to Houston. McGrady steps right out on him. Houston looking to drive. McGrady stays with him and stuffs it. Kiricek to Lou to Kiricek and the foul.
Doc Rivers wanted the defense from Tracy McGrady last year. This year, he's getting it in the opener here tonight. Tracy McGrady, first of all, setting up his teammates, making them better than they can possibly be by themselves, and then coming back, realizing that Allen Houston prefers to go left, coming on that bad right leg of his, unable to deliver Allen Houston. Tracy McGrady patiently waits and just sends it back. The Knicks fans are stunned. They cannot believe this turn of events.
Houston and McGrady got a piece of that. 5 seconds remaining.
The Knicks out of timeouts. Why is Howard Isley shooting instead of Houston or Kurt Thomas?
Thomas now, 2 seconds. Isley, Thomas for 3. Comes up well short. And that's not what you would expect but it's a great start to basketball, NBA style, here on ESPN. Right now, let's join Brad Nessler.